For centuries, the ancient world was dominated not by continental empires, but by a coastal powerhouse that rose from the shores of North Africa. Carthage did not merely use the sea. They owned it, transforming the vast Mediterranean into an exclusive highway for their global ambitions. To gaze upon their legendary naval armada is to witness the absolute pinnacle of ancient maritime engineering. Floating wooden fortresses capable of projecting unmatched power and securing a trade monopoly that left contemporary empires in absolute awe. Their spectacular naval supremacy was structurally built on a revolutionary modular shipbuilding system that stunned ancient engineers. Punic shipyards operated with precise standardization, allowing artisans to mass-produce identical quinquiremes within days from pre-numbered timber components. This incredible industrial speed meant Carthage could replace entire destroyed fleets almost instantly, maintaining permanent control over critical maritime choke points from the Atlantic gates to the Levantine coast. This absolute dominion over the waves meant that no foreign hull could scratch the surface of the western Mediterranean without Punic permission. The Admiralty of Carthage enforced a strict maritime iron curtain, capturing competing merchant vessels and ensuring that the secrets of deep-sea navigation remained exclusively theirs. Through this terrifying naval deterrence, the city-state established a commercial empire that defined global trade for generations. This naval supremacy laid the foundation for an unprecedented internal economic golden age. Behind the massive city walls, Carthage's bustling markets and industrial districts operated like a well-oiled machine, driving innovation and boundless prosperity. Master craftsmen and metalworkers produced elite weaponry and luxury goods that were highly coveted across continents. With a sophisticated banking system and pure gold coinage circulating rapidly, the Punic capital established itself as the undeniable financial heart of the ancient world. This continuous internal rush of monumental wealth fundamentally transformed local marketplaces into hyper-vibrant global hubs of intercultural exchange. The great Punic bazaars continuously echoed with a sprawling cacophony of diverse foreign dialects, as valuable tin from Britannia, precious ivory from sub-Saharan trade routes, and fine silks from Eastern connections changed hands. This continuous influx of raw materials allowed local manufacturers to produce high-value commodities that exponentially multiplied the city's structural economic output. At the very center of this massive commercial matrix sat the legendary Punic Senate and financial class, utilizing innovative credit networks that predated modern financial institutions by millennia. Paper-like leather currencies and signed commercial contracts allowed merchants to conduct vast international operations without the physical burden of transporting gold. This absolute liquidity consolidated Carthage's standing as the supreme economic gravity well of antiquity, an empire whose financial depth was endlessly envied by neighboring states. Yet, such spectacular opulence inevitably bred deep-seated resentment and insatiable greed across the sea. The historic collision between Rome and Carthage escalated into a brutal war of absolute survival, where massive legions and war galleys clashed in a chaotic symphony of blood, shattered oars, and iron. Carthaginian warriors defended their homeland with fierce defiance, contesting every inch of territory. Ultimately, the Roman war machine charged forward with merciless ferocity, breaching the outer defenses to tear down the very core of this proud civilization. The brutal siege of the capital brought unimaginable structural devastation, structural starvation, and psychological despair, yet it simultaneously illuminated the supreme depth of Punic resolve. When the outer triple walls were breached after years of stalemate, the fighting did not stop. It dissolved into vicious house-to-house combat. Families defended their multi-story residences with primitive, handmade weapons forged from domestic iron tools, forcing the Roman legionnaires to spill blood for every single staircase they climbed. Even as massive temples and public squares collapsed under the heavy rain of Roman siege engines, the defensive lines held with legendary fanaticism. Punic women cut off their long hair to weave emergency tension ropes for catapults, while wounded elders organized the distribution of emergency supplies to the front lines. It was a tragic, panoramic spectacle of an entire civilization consciously choosing a magnificent, armed collective sacrifice over the dishonor of unconditional surrender. Guided by captured top-secret Punic maps, Roman plunderers descended into the subterranean depths of the city, infiltrating a labyrinth of hidden vaults and long-forgotten networks. With burning torches lighting up the dark tunnels, they systematically seized countless tons of solid gold bullion and sacred treasures. Soon after, catastrophic fires engulfed the metropolis, bringing down monumental palaces in a sea of flames. The conquering commander paraded his iron legions through the smoking ruins, celebrating a victory built on total destruction. This systemic operation of economic robbery was highly calculated to completely bankrupt and erase the physical memory of Carthage's scientific and cultural achievements. Precious metallic artifacts were gathered and thrown into crude melting pits directly within the destroyed streets, transforming beautiful cultural masterpieces into unidentifiable gold bars ready for transport. Every majestic library archive containing centuries of agricultural, maritime, and philosophical knowledge was burned, deliberately blinding future generations to Punic wisdom. As the massive inferno raged continuously for 17 agonizing days, the physical geography of the capital dissolved into a flat wasteland of superheated rubble. The surviving population was forced into mass enslavement, their corporate identity legally stripped away by Roman senatorial decrees. The victorious commanders proudly paraded their ironclad war legions over the smoking, ash-covered foundations, raising the golden Roman eagle high above a silent graveyard of a civilization that had once ruled the known universe. When the dust of annihilation finally settled, the physical empire on land was gone, but the ocean preserved what Rome sought to erase. Deep beneath the tranquil Tunisian waves, modern divers now explore a silent, underwater sanctuary where the skeletal remains of the grand Punic fleet rest undisturbed. Encrusted in coral and preserved by the salt water, these submerged artifacts serve as an immortal testimony to Carthage's maritime dominance, proving that while a city can be burned to ash, its naval heritage remains safely guarded by the sea. Moving systematically through the intense underwater currents, scientific researchers meticulously map the complex layouts of shattered hulls and petrified timbers. These deeply buried structures act as perfect physical time capsules, freezing the exact moment of ancient technological perfection beneath protective layers of silt. For those brave enough to dive into this dark blue infinity, every recovered item rewrites a fragment of forgotten naval history, directly challenging the biased historical narratives written exclusively by Roman victors. The silent, submerged relics tell an entirely different story of structural persistence than the ruined stone monuments on land. While Roman plundering effectively flattened the land, the deep sea refused to cooperate with the conquerors, acting as a sovereign vault for Punic legacy. Here, far away from burning torches, the structural bones of Carthage's maritime empire remain completely out of reach from ancient hatred, preserving the undeniable maritime greatness that once defined global history. Though the stolen gold has long dissolved into history, the spirit of Carthage endures, permanently etched into the jagged peaks and towering mountains of Tunisia. Carthage was never just a collection of stone monuments. It was an unyielding idea, and true ideas are completely bulletproof. It remains the immortal bride of the Mediterranean, rising from its ashes like a phoenix to remind humanity that true historical greatness can never be plundered. Today, the majestic wind blowing constantly across the spectacular Tunisian landscape still carries the deeply historic whispers of ancient trading fleets and historic naval victories. This immense legacy does not silently exist inside glass museum displays. It dynamically breathes through the topography of a nation that completely refuses to allow its historical giants to be forgotten. The physical dust of Carthage remains uniquely alive, integrated into the contemporary heartbeat of North Africa. For Rome ultimate built an empire of blood-soaked stones, but Carthage achieved an immortal kingdom of global collective memory. The conquerors wrote their names on monuments that eventually cracked and turned to sand, while the conquered engraved their spirit on the unyielding water and timeless mountains. Centuries after the fires died down, the legend stands proudly supreme, proving to the cosmos that true, authentic historical grandeur survives betrayal, and that whoever once ruled the sea permanently commands the memory of humanity forever. Now, we turn the golden pages of history over to you. Do you believe that Carthage could have completely rewritten human civilization if the Roman assault had failed? Or was the tragic downfall of the mistress of the seas an inevitable destiny waiting to happen? We want to read your fascinating perspectives, so please drop your thoughts in the comments section down below. If this epic journey into the forgotten depths of Punic grandeur resonated with your soul, make sure to smash that subscribe button right now and activate the notification bell. Join our rapidly growing community of history explorers and never miss an upcoming deep dive into the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Your incredible support is what keeps these ancient legends alive.